Sunday, the 17th of May, 2015. I'm at Algonquin College protesting against Unitarian Universalist injustices and abuses, especially misuse of blasphemy law to cover up and hide pedophilia and rape committed by Unitarian Universalist ministers, but various other issues as well. But that's the main issue on today's agenda, is the malicious and false blasphemous libel accusation that the Unitarian Universalist Association brought against me and has yet to formally withdraw and apologize for. A blasphemous libel accusation that was clearly an attempt to intimidate me into removing blog posts that tell the truth about Unitarian Universalist minister and a Unitarian Universalist layperson who not only engaged in such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape, to use a choice phrase of Stikeman Elliott Barristers and Solicitors litigation lawyer Maitre Marc-Andre Coulombe, but were actually convicted of committing such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape, which means that my blog posts about Unitarian Universalist pedophiles and rapists are by no means unfounded, as the UUA tried to pretend in its Bill Cosby-style legal bullying. So anyhow, I'll just display the signs here. So I got a little shake of the head there, which is typical of Unitarian Universalists who are in denial of such things. So I'm not sure if the guy's attending the meeting or not, but chances are pretty good he is. Let's see if his bike goes right there. Yeah, I'd say chances are pretty good that the guy who gave a dismissive shake of the head on seeing my picket signs is a Unitarian Universalist who really isn't interested in knowing the truth. So, we got the security people here. Looks like they're having a look here. I'm not quite sure exactly what the demarcation line is for the divide between public property and private property, but I think I'm in a fairly safe space. Hi. Very good. Basking in the glory of being accused of blasphemy by atheist Unitarians. Doesn't get much better than that.
Some Unitarians are atheists, not all of us. Please don't.
No, but the ones that are accusing me of blasphemy are atheists. I didn't say that. I said it's ironic that the atheists who are in fact accusing me of blasphemy in an effort to cover up and hide pedophilia and rape committed by Unitarian Universalist ministers are atheists. Specifically, Reverend Dr. Peter Morales and former UUA Executive Vice President Kathleen K. Montgomery. So I don't know, if I was a Unitarian, I'd be rather outraged that my community misuses blasphemy law. Yes, you, that's right. Yeah, we don't really want to know. Not us. No, we don't want to do anything about it, that's for sure.
What are the facts?
The facts? On Friday, June 1st of 2012, I received an email from Stikeman Elliott Barristers and Solicitors litigation lawyer Maitre Marc-Andre Coulombe. And in it there was a PDF file of a letter that I was later served with by a bailiff. And in that legal letter, which is a cease and desist demand letter on behalf of the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations, Maitre Coulombe, amongst other ridiculous accusations, accused me of the criminal act of blasphemous libel, which is in the Canadian Criminal Code. Canada actually has a blasphemy law, and it's still there. And he accused me of blasphemous libel on the following false basis. I'll give you the exact quote. Your unfounded and vicious allegations to the effect that ministers of the association engage in such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape are, and he went on to say, defamatory and so defamatory that they constituted the criminal act of blasphemous libel.
What are the effects about that?
Accusing him of pedophilia and rape.
I didn't accuse him. I blogged about 2 cases of Unitarian Universalists, one a Unitarian Universalist minister, the other a lay person who wasn't even a minister to the best of my knowledge. Both were convicted of rape of young girls. The minister was convicted of raping teenage Tibetan refugees who he had lured away from
Is this in the States?
Yes, it's in the States. As I said, it's the Unitarian Universalist Association that's accusing me. And so one minister I blogged about, I got my information from newspaper reports, so they're hardly unfounded. And in both cases, the people were convicted. The UUA, essentially, there were other accusations too, but they were just trying to hide as much as possible the clergy abuse that does in fact exist.
A bit like the Catholic Church.
A lot like the Catholic Church. In fact, I think the Catholic Church isn't so stupid as to accuse anyone of blasphemy.
I'm curious about the blasphemy because we don't believe in God and so on. So
well, it depends. I mean, some Unitarian. But what this is the interesting thing is the people responsible. UUA President Reverend Dr. Peter Morales and also UUA Executive Vice President Kathleen K. Montgomery are, to the best of my knowledge, atheist Unitarians. So how is it that very high-ranking atheist Unitarians would actually stoop so low as to accuse someone of blasphemy in an effort to hide such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape?
Was that in the States? Or?
No, as I said, they're in the States. The UUA, I'm sure you know the UUA, right?
Well, yeah,
yeah, they're in Boston.
I'm curious about
the cases, the cases that I blogged about were in the United States.
And that was U.S. law.
Yes.
And did they spend any time?
Yes, they were both convicted and sent to jail.
Yeah.
So for the UUA to pretend,
cover-up?
the cover-up is in trying to intimidate me into removing blog posts. But that's not the only cover-up. If you go back to the minister, his name was Mac W. Mitchell, they tried to cover it up at the time, but they were unsuccessful. So there was an attempt to cover it up by the UUA or the local church. I'm not sure which, because it's not clear from the newspaper reports, but it's clear that there was a cover-up attempt. But what happened is a few church members who were concerned brought the matter to the attention of the police, and that, destroyed any attempt to cover it up. Now what's interesting is the person who accused me of blasphemous libel, the person most responsible for coordinating the work of the lawyers is Kay Montgomery. She's not there anymore, she retired. But Kay Montgomery...
American or Canadian?
American. This is all the UUA. What I'm getting at is
we're not part of the Unitarian Universalist. I
understand that Canada is different, but I think as any Canadian, whether you're Unitarian or not, should be outraged by the fact that the Unitarian Universalist Association would attempt to use Canadian blasphemy law in an effort to silence a clergy abuse critic. I mean, quite frankly, you should be outraged that the UUA would accuse anyone of blasphemy for any reason whatsoever. But I think it's especially...
How the UUA can use Canadian law. I mean, how can they...
Well, they can. They can, the whole thing was ridiculous in any case. But since you clearly are Canadian Unitarians, what I would ask of you, in terms of the second and fourth principles of Unitarian Universalism, do I need to remind you what they are?
No.
Okay, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, free and responsible search for truth and meaning.